Good morning, my friends. Welcome back to Keefe's Kitchen. I woke up about an hour ago, and I was hungry, all right? And as I was laying there in bed, thinking to myself, I'm hungry, I also realized Christmas is coming up, all right? And one thing that my family does every single Christmas, we don't really do a big Christmas meal, we don't really do any sort of ham or whatever, but one thing we always do is Christmas breakfast casserole. The only Christmas thing about it is that it happens at Christmas time. There's no extra Christmassy ingredients, no fir trees or holly berries or elves or anything go into this breakfast casserole. Just delicious things like eggs, sausage, potatoes O'Brien, cheese. So, come along and watch as I make breakfast casserole. Alright, to begin, preheat your oven to 375 degrees and start frying some sausage. This is a pound of regular old breakfast sausage, and boom, it's already fried. The power of movie editing. And what we're going to do is take that off the heat, set it back on the back burner, and let it cool down a bit while we grab a bowl for our potatoes O'Brien. So this is just a regular old glass bowl that I've got, just so you can see what I'm doing. And this is a full bag of frozen potatoes O'Brien. Potatoes O'Brien are hash brown potatoes with peppers and onions already added, so that'll be nice. You don't have to chop anything up. Just add those frozen, and then on top of that, put all of your sausage. Okay, this is no time to skimp. All right, do all the sausage. You will thank me, I promise. Give it a little mix to get it nice and incorporated, and then we're going to add in about 4 tablespoons of melted butter, and we'll give that a stir to incorporate. And then we're going to add in some cheese, because no breakfast casserole is complete without copious amounts of cheese. So here I have a full 8-ounce bag of sharp cheddar. I'm adding about half of it, and then I'm going to stir it, make sure it's nice and incorporated, and then add the rest of the bag, stir it up, and then we'll get to putting it in the bowl. Now I said bowl, I meant cooking dish. This is a 13 by 9 baking dish. I just sprayed it down with a little bit of cooking spray to make sure nothing sticks. And you're going to add in all of that mixture, give it a little pat, and move it off the stove. Clean up your work area because, clean kitchen, happy life. And grab that bowl and some eggs. I didn't clean out the bowl because it's just going to, you're going to crack the eggs right in. Going to go right on top of the breakfast casserole. You don't need to clean it out, all right? And I'm going to crack a dozen eggs, all right? Boom, already beaten. And I've got some milk. Here's some whole milk, and I'm adding in about a cup of whole milk. This will add some really nice creaminess, and it helps the mixture set up really nicely and not be too dry. Here I've got some seasonings. This is about a teaspoon and a half of garlic powder, a teaspoon of black pepper, and a teaspoon and a half of kosher salt. You can always add more salt later, but you can't take it away, so keep that in mind. All right, mix it thoroughly. Now we're going to add it right on top of our potato mixture. Now this is important. Don't just pour it on. All right, use a ladle if you've got it, and ladle it over in even amounts. This is important because if you don't do that, you may dump it right in the middle, and it won't distribute evenly, and you'll get some parts of the casserole that are nice and eggy, and some parts that aren't. Now, cover it in even more cheese. This is about 2 cups of shredded cheddar cheese, and it just looks beautiful. Oh, yeah. All right, now we're going to cover this with some tin foil, and we're going to pop it in our oven at 375 degrees for about 50 minutes. All right? 50 minutes. Now, at this point, you could actually wrap it up in foil, put it in the fridge, and leave it there overnight, if you wanted to make it for the next day. But I decided to make it right away because I was hungry. So after the 50 minutes is up, pull your breakfast casserole out and take that foil off, and we're going to bake it for an additional we'll say about 20-25 minutes. Now, keep an eye on the cheese because it will brown pretty aggressively. If it gets a little bit too brown, you can put the foil back on top and cook it until the time is up. What we're looking for is an egg casserole that doesn't jiggle in the center when you shake it. That means the eggs have all set. If it does jiggle a bit, leave it in for another 5 to 7 minutes. Keep an eye on it. And you don't want your egg casserole to be runny when you cut into it. That is sad. So after that final 15 to 20 minutes of cooking at 375, you're done. All right, so the breakfast casserole is done. And I just gotta say, I'm incredibly excited about this. I am gonna stop talking and I'm just gonna take a bite and let you know how it is. Oh. Let you know how it is. Here we go. Oh my goodness! It's perfect. It's perfect. I have literally nothing that I would change about this. Oh, it's so good. Guys, look. You know, by now, if you've been watching from the beginning, which, thank you, it's been like 36 weeks, 37 weeks, right? But if you've been watching from the beginning, you know I am obsessed with breakfast food, and this is just like, I mean, it's an entire breakfast in a casserole, and I love it. I hope you enjoyed it. This is great. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and I will see you guys next week. Goodbye.